Tiga, now been waiting for this all week. Aqib, Jazakallah for joining. Aqib is one of the first people I met when I came to Warsaw over a year ago. Alhamdulillah, it's been just over a year since I've been in Warsaw now. I came on the 25th of August last year. And alhamdulillah, I've had an amazing time getting to know all of you. Inshallah, I pray that I have many more years to be here. So Aqib or Arsalan, as he's also known, many other names as well. Kibs, I've lost count. I met you as one of the first people. Like one of the first people I met. I knew that you were in photography. I recognized you from MTA. But it's been a pleasure getting to know you so far. So just wanted to ask you to come on today. One of our young ones, young khadims, who's also working as an entrepreneur. So, Aqib, how are you, man? How are you feeling?
Jazakallah, firstly, for allowing me to come here and talk about myself, my life so far. Alhamdulillah, all good. I hope
The
everyone
first
else
question
is
is, where have
good.
you been since you've left us in Khudam?
Well, I've been busy with work. Obviously, it's been a lockdown, as everyone knows. So I was working, editing all the previous work. So obviously, that has taken a lot of time.
Yeah.
But now I'm back. So hopefully, inshallah, we'll be back every week.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you were born. Tell us when you came to Warsaw and your education and everything.
So I was born in Pakistan in '98, and I was around 9 year. Yeah, I was 9 when my parents and my entire family decided to move to UK. So
Where about Pakistan were you born?
I was born in Rabwa, in my nana's house, and obviously my dad's side he's from Pir Mahal. It was a small village back then, but now it's a town.
Yeah.
Um, it's near Toba Taksin, Pir Mahal is, and I was born in Rabwa. Stayed there till I was 6 or 7 months old. Then we went back to Pir Mahal. Then I grew up there. Did my little bit of education there in Urdu and obviously Urdu school. And after that, my parents decided to move to UK for the obviously better future for their kids. And so I have two other siblings, two sisters. One is older than me and one is younger. So I'm the middle one. So I have to do all the houseworks. I'm the one that gets bullied by the elder and the youngest. And yeah, so we moved to UK in 2008. We moved on 28th May 2008, one day after 100 years of Jamaat.
Wow.
We were actually on the plane on 27th. So we were very gutted because obviously we wanted to come here early and be a part of such a big occasion.
And
But
at this point, you've never seen Huzur before.
Never.
It was like the first.
Yeah, it was the first time. Like I wanted to see him in person, but unfortunately that couldn't happen. But luckily we managed to get a mulaqat with Hazur about 2 to 3 weeks later. So Alhamdulillah, it was all good at that time. And after that, obviously we applied for asylum, and they moved us to Leeds, and then moved us. We lived in Leeds for around 2 months, and then they moved us to Newcastle, where we stayed for around 5 to 6 months. And then they gave us the news that your asylum has been passed, and now you can live wherever you want to live. So we decided to move to Warsaw because my dad's family, most of the family that lives here lives in Warsaw. So we thought it'd be a good thing for us to move to Warsaw. And then moved here. I did my primary school here, literally the school in front of Nasser's house. Me and Nasser, we have grown up together. We used to live literally next to each other, like I'll say about a street away. So we used to go to same school, everything. We were friends. We were friends back then. Friends, not anymore. I'm joking. Then after that, I did my secondary school, and that was Allenwell. Now it's called West Walsall EACT Academy, but back then it was Allenwell. And after my education, GCSEs, I decided to go to college rather than
Sixth
sixth
form.
form, because the sixth form that the course that I wanted to do, they didn't have it in the sixth form that I was planning on going. So I decided to go to Walsall College for the course, and that was computer science. So I did computer science one for around a year,
Mm.
and then it was too hard for me. Honestly speaking, it was too hard. So then I was working. I was very into pictures, like taking pictures and capturing moments. So as you all know, Zishan, Tanveer, he's my mamu also. So we were neighbors at that time, and one day I just asked him. I was like, "Is it possible if you can teach me photography?" And he said, "Yeah." So he taught me photography, and I worked with him for 4.5 years, learning, working with him, everything. And so around the year after the year where I did my computer science, I decided to change my course and do media, filmmaking, and photography.
Big
So I
decision.
could very big decisions, and honestly speaking, it wasn't that hard to make up my mind. I spoke to my parents, and my parents have always supported me of
Mm.
doing whatever I wanted to do. They have always said to me that whatever you're gonna do it, but put your 100% into it.
Mm.
So Alhamdulillah, they agreed straight away. They were like, if you want to do that, go ahead, do it, but make sure you put your 100% into it.
Mashallah.
So I was getting experience from the field as I was learning photography. Plus, I was getting to learn theory as well from the college, and a little bit more in-depth work from college.
Mm.
So after I passed my after I graduated from college, I want to I thought I'll start my own business, but at that time it was very hard for me to do anything, because honestly speaking, I didn't have no savings. I was a student, didn't work, anything like that. I was learning. I got paid for the jobs that I did, but obviously owning a camera or owning your own business is much, it requires much more finance, support, and everything.
Mm.
So I was uh, in like very bad pain, you can call it. Like I wanted to do something, but I didn't have the support of doing it. So I spoke to my parents. My parents was like, just do dua. They were like, Ramzan is coming. Make sure you pray extra
Mm.
and see if you can sit at the calf as well. So I decided to stay at the calf last year. Uh, my fellow partners were Nasser and Soban and Attar as well, Attar Mirza. And we did 10 days, and I prayed a lot. I prayed. I was like, Allah, please just help me in any way for me to start my own business, for so I can help myself and I can help my family and I can help Jamaat.
Mm.
Um, so after that, honestly speaking, before Ramzan, I had no savings, nothing. I had no idea how I was gonna do anything.
Yeah.
But a week, a week or 2 weeks later, after Eid,
Yeah.
I had my entire kit, my computer, my softwares to work on, my camera equipment, everything. My company was registered after 2 weeks,
Mm.
Alhamdulillah, and that shows that the prayers were accepted very quickly. And that's it. That's the story. And after that, I'm just working to build something for myself and my family.
It's very much a new business. I think
Very new.
Kib's photography.
Kib's photography is it was registered last year, April
Mm.
2019. So
Mm.
just after Eid, literally just after Eid. And yeah, it's been a year since it's been running.
That's amazing.
It's it has ups and downs, but obviously,
I think it's always
uh,
very difficult nowadays, to make that decision, whether you go to university or you break the
yeah,
mold and just go do your own thing. I think Sadisab, when he was doing a speech, I think Nadeem as well, when they were giving their speech about being an entrepreneur, they were talking about how it's a big decision, but it's worth it. In the future, you're going to build your own thing. You're going to have passion for it. You're going to have love for it, and you can put everything you can in it. So you mentioned, I think you mentioned before, the mulaqat for the Zur, and maybe when you come, it comes with blessings whenever you go see Uzur, and maybe Uzur said something to you, or maybe he said something to your family, and maybe that stuck with you. Or did he say anything to you in that Morka? Do you remember any?
I remember Hazur was like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" So Hazur was like, "What do you want to do?" And my parents straight away said that we want him to go to Jamia. When I was little, I really wanted to go to Jamia as well, and but I didn't do too well in my GCSEs, so I could proceed in Jamia. But then I spoke to, we went on another mulaqat after my GCSEs, and I spoke to Hazur. Hazur was like, "Okay, what are you doing?" I was like, "Hazur, right now I'm deciding to go to college, and I have applied for computer science course." Hazur was like, "ठीक है, are you doing anything else? What's your hobby?" I'm like, as a hobby back then, I was learning photography. Hazur was like, "अच्छा ठीक है, तो फिर MT में क्यों नहीं आप काम करते?" So I was like, Hazur, I have applied for MTA, and this is actually a very funny moment that I still remember, and I think I will remember till my last breath. Um, I was like, Hazur, yes, I have applied for it, and my application, I haven't received anything, no feedback or anything like that. So I don't know if my application has been approved or not. I was just like, Acha, who did you give the application to? I was like, Hazur, I did it online. Then I contacted Munir Bhai, the director of MTA. Hazur was like, Acha, do me a favor, go to Munir Bhai, and tell him that Hazur has said this, that it doesn't matter if someone has done the application online or has given to you in person. It is your responsibility to give the feedback as soon as possible once you have received the application. I was like, okay, Hazur. And after the mulaqat, I left the office, and guess who's standing there? Munir Bhai. So I went to Munir Bhai and I was like, Munir Bhai, I just had a mulaqat with Hazur, and this is what he said. He's like, okay, give me a day or two and I'll get back to you. I was like, okay, no problem, that's fine. So I come back home, and a day or two later, I receive a call from Munir Bhai saying that your application has been approved, and we would like you to work as a voluntary for MTA for now. So yeah, that's how I got into MTA. But before that, I was working for MK Ishat as well. I started from local, then regional, and then national. Alhamdulillah. And currently, I'm working voluntary for MTA and MK Ishat.
Do you feel like it's important for you to have that attachment and to be able to help the Jamaat? Do you feel like that's important in your life, and do you think by doing that it's going to help you in your work as well?
I think for me personally, whenever I'm doing Jamaat work, I don't think about anything else. Honestly, I'm just like, oh, whatever I'm doing, I want to do the best for Jamaat. And when I have like goosebumps every time I'm doing some Jamaat work. It doesn't matter even if it's editing. I get goosebumps because I want to finish everything on time, make sure everything is perfect, and because at the end of the day, it's media that is providing everything for our Jamaat as well.
So I pulled this picture up. You sent this picture as well to me, and
yeah,
it just shows that I think from what you were saying, your whole journey, going to computer science, but
yeah,
it sounds like your love was always there for photography. And this
yeah,
story that you just told about Huzur saying that, and then Munir Saab, standing outside the Mulakat room, I think all that, Allah sort of guided you, and He always showed you that, it's through the Jamaat and through the blessings of
yeah,
the Jamaat that, you will get that success that you want.
yeah,
And many of us, growing up, young Khuddam as well, they have passions for things, but they never think that, it will work out. But I think the way you've done it, like the way you've got Huzur's approval, you've got Huzur's blessing, and something you wanted to do, and your parents have your backing as well. All those things combined help you more in your actual work. And I think that is the ultimate best feeling. And like you said, the passion you have for serving the Jamaat, Also, it helps you in your own work as well because you're transferring both to each other.
So another thing, well, with helping with Jamaat is because I don't know if most of you guys know that I'm Waqfino as well, and as a Waqfino, every Waqfino wants to do Waqf Zindagi, so just devote themselves to Jamaat completely. And I have spoken to my parents about this. I've spoken to, as you guys know, that I have been engaged as well. So, and my fiance, she's also Waqfino and she works in MTA as well. So we both have decided that after our marriage and a couple of years, we will move to London completely and become Waqf Zindagi, so we can help Jamaat uh, full time. So inshallah, we pray that it works out, everything works out. Because at the end of the day, yes, I have my business in my hand, but more importantly is Jamaat. I want to serve Jamaat more than making money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I rather earn the blessings than earning money.
Yeah. That's great. I think once you have the blessing, they say when you chase Allah, the world chases you.
Yeah.
So that's when you want to work for the Jamaat, the world will come after you as well. And so you never have to worry about the money side of things. And I think when Huzur talked about photography, it doesn't come, it's not random. It's not just someone saying a random thing. When the Khalifa says something, it's because Allah has put it in his heart. Allah has put it in his heart. It may look as a casual thing in the moment. When you go away, you think about it, and then look at you a few years later now, you're doing that thing that Huzur just said.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That shows that Allah speaks through the Khalifa, and Allah knows what you're going to do in your future. So hold on tight to that. Use that as motivation and to carry on going wherever you are in the world. I understand that you wanted to show us also some of your work today.
So what I will be
The reason
doing
I
is
wanted to ask you this is because I know some guys want to do like things on YouTube and make their own pages and edit videos. So it might be useful for them as well, and for all of us, essentially.
So I wanted to do some pictures and video, but unfortunately I couldn't get any videos out. Select any videos, to be honest, to edit. But I have selected 3 pictures, which I will be showing you how I edit and how it works. So I have already opened up Lightroom. Let me just share my screen.
You would recommend using Adobe as
I personally use Adobe, but people can.
Are there any other ones that maybe sometimes can be expensive? Then maybe people would want to go for something a bit cheaper, or maybe free even. Do you know any softwares out there that people could use?
Cheaper. There's a lot of software out there, but the best one that I recommend is Adobe, because they actually help you out a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Can everyone see?
There is one free one called I think it's called Shotcut or something.
Okay.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I need to get rid of myself first. Move there. Okay. And okay. So I've selected these 3 pictures. 1, 2, 3. So firstly, what I do is I always put the pictures in, and I have made some presets before, so I don't have to do like minor adjustments and everything. So with these presets, I can control how I want the picture to look. Mostly is how the colors are gonna look. So I'll show you one of a quick difference. Is literally with one click, the picture looks completely different. So I have different presets that I have created and bought as well. So it can make my work much faster. The one that I use,
like filters that we use on our phones.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like that. So the most common one that I use is this one. So once I've applied that, I will go to effects, get rid of grain, because there's grain, we don't want grain, and we will start with highlights. So on the right hand side is all your adjustments where you can edit your picture completely. So with this picture, because obviously, as you can see, the light is too harsh on this side. We want to get rid of that, put that down, and we can add a little bit of contrast so we can see more detail in her. And we can put the exposure down. So yeah, because it's too orange for my liking, I'm gonna put the colors down to make it look more natural. And like this, now you can start to see the more details in the background as well. You can see the green, you can see the pink, the white. It looks well exposed.
Just while you're editing, Aqib,
Yeah.
you remember you mentioning something about before you going into photography, especially for weddings. You were talking something about asking permission from Azur, or how does that work?
So basically, if you go on a mulaqat and just ask Hazur, Hazur, I want to become a wedding photographer or something like this, Hazur obviously can't, would never say no to your face. Nay, you shouldn't. He will say, "Theek hai, dekh lo. If you want to do it, that's fine." But as a Jamaat needs to know your employment as well. Every year, they'll ask you, "Yeah, what are you doing now?" And if you say that you are unemployed and you say that that you haven't shown Jamaat that you are not working as a wedding photographer, and someone sees it, for example, you've gone on a wedding and there's some dancing going on and everything, and obviously as in Jamaat does not allow you because of issues and everything. So, and someone complains about you though, or we saw him over there and there was dancing and he was taking pictures. So they can complain to Jamaat, and if you have not told Jamaat that you're working and Hazur has not given you permission, written permission, then they can kick you out from Jamaat. So it's better if you just ask Hazur for permission and Hazur says yes, written permission, that yes, you can work. Then if someone complains, the Jamaat will know that we have the information that he has provided us, and that's his business. So you would never get kicked out of Jamaat or something. So yeah, that's a good thing. Right now with these, I'm just editing few of the colors. As you can see, the green over here, for me it was too orange, and now I want a more green. So with this, I can sort out the greens. And for my liking, for my pictures that I do my editing, the greens, the reds, and the blues are very light, so almost like they look gray, but they are not that gray. So as you can see with this, I can literally control every single color that I want to. I can control the saturation, how bright it's going to be, can change the color of it for my liking. And this is like a quick edit. And after that, once you have edited the picture, if you can do short keys, or you can go over here and click this and select 4x5, and that's your Instagram size right there. And you can just sort out the framing. If you like that framing, press enter, and that's your Instagram. So when you upload it on Instagram, it will stay full resolution. And yeah, and now magic, I like to call it a magic, but a quick thing is, if you select the rest of your pictures and press Command Shift S, you can sync all the pictures, and all of your pictures have the same tone with just one click. So now obviously the colors, as you can see, the colors are exactly the same, but the exposure is low. But can sort the exposure out quickly. And there you go, your picture is done as well with just one click. So this is before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is after. So it makes a big difference with the edits.
Yeah.
Over in the original pictures, it's a lot more orange. It looks okay, but for me to give it to a client, I wouldn't be happy. I want the client to be happy with the pictures and show them that yes, they have hired kids photography for a reason.
Mm.
And as you can see, that's before as well and after. And to save is Command Shift E, and then you can save it wherever you want to save it, and that's the name of the client. Export, and it will take a little bit of time to export because obviously these pictures are very, very high in details.
Mm.
And they're big in size. And after that, they have exported. You can close it. There, you can close it, and the pictures are there. There you go. That's it. And then you can upload it on your Instagram or wherever you'd like.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's it.
Zakla, very good.
No
I think
worries.
when you have your presets already set, I think it becomes much easier.
Yeah, yeah. It makes your life a lot easier, honestly.
Zakla.
No
Jazakallah,
worries.
Aqib. That was very informative and very interactive as well. I hope people really benefit from that. Your journey as well. This is why I wanted to start Khudam Talks, is because you live with people all your life, but you don't actually always know their journey. You don't know what they've actually gone through. You know a bit about them, but it's really not getting to know you fully. And I think we can say that we know who the real Aqib or that Saran is.
Okay.
Okay.
People now. If a few of my previous clients, that has happened a few times now, that I've been to events and there's been my previous clients there. They don't call me by my name. They call me by kids photography now. So
That's how you get recognition.
yeah, now I think slowly, people have started to recognize who I am. For me personally, I don't like to tell people who I am. I let my work speak rather than me just being on social media and being like, I'm this, I'm that, whatever it is. So that's, everyone has their own choice, everyone has their own thing. But personally, for me, I let my work speak, and if people like it, they can book me. If they don't like it, they don't have to.
Yeah. Has anyone got any questions for Aqib?
One.
Yeah, I've got one question.
Yes.
Right, you go first.
Well,
Yeah.
Got them
I
lined
was gonna
up.
say, like, it's not about. I'm not gonna ask you a question about the photography, but in terms of like starting your own business, like for example, in my head, I've thought of so many different ideas. I'm like, oh, this is great, that's great, but I've never had the motivation or the what do you call it, like that drive to be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and these are the steps to do it. Like, how did it become into like an imagination, and then boom, like you're there with a camera in your hand.
So, like I said before, prayers.
Good
If you pray to Allah, Allah will find a way to you, honestly. And it doesn't matter what the idea is. There's a lot of people that have started their own business, and when they start, people are like, "What is this?" Because to the society, it's not a normal thing. But it's you different. That's why you have thought of the idea. So go for it. Make the idea. I don't know what your ideas are right now, but whatever idea that you have, I'll say to you, just go ahead, work hard, and inshallah one day you will make it. It's like,
what is the procedure?
sorry?
What is the procedure of starting a business? Where do you start?
So
Where do you go to? Who do
so
you register from?
so obviously I had few help from Ansar Bhai. Ansar Bhai helped me a lot, and I searched a lot as well because Ansar Bhai has been in the industry for a long time as well, and he started his business from here as well. So I helped him. He helped me a lot with the cameras and stuff, like which one to buy, where to buy from. But actually registering my work, I just went on gov.co.uk and searched up what's the easiest way to register because I had no idea how to do it before this. I had no idea how text works or anything like this. So I just went on there, and they have all the information that you need. You just read through it carefully, and there's different options. You can register yourself as a self-employed, like how I am, sole trader. You can register as a company, as a lead, and there's many other options that you can do. But if you are just working for yourself, then becoming a sole trader is the best thing for you, because it saves you a lot on the tax as well, and you don't need to show people where the office is or anything like that. Yeah. And one thing I would like to say to Nasser is, with the idea, with the work, um, think about this, that if you want to grow something, you have a ground, okay? And then you put a seed in, you water it. First day, there's nothing. Second day, there's nothing. A week, a month. After a few months, you start seeing a little plant coming through. You're like, okay, there's progress. But you water a lot, then you take care of it, and slowly, slowly it becomes a plant, what you have started. So that's how your idea is. Idea is the seed, plant is the platform. So put your seed in and work hard. Inshallah, everything will work out. It will take time. Honestly, it takes a lot of time to understand everything, and a lot of hard work. People think that it's very easy to just go there and become a millionaire or become successful. It's not about that, honestly. If you love something, just work hard and everything will work out, inshallah.
Jazakallah. That
Yeah.
was a good answer.
Says the seed collector right now.
I remember
Let me
we
add something to that as well. Nasser, let me tell you something as well. I have been registered as a sole trader since 2016, and I have done a lot of interpretations as well and translation work. I got clients in Australia, America, and in Germany, France as well.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a whole tree right there.
Another,
Yeah,
one
but it took
thing,
me 4 years to develop it, isn't it?
one thing I'll always say is as well. I always say something is be different. You
Definitely.
can. There's nothing wrong in learning from people, but learn from their mistakes rather than learning from their success. You see a person on social media right now. There's a lot of successful people, right? But you don't know their story. You don't know how they started. So learn from the mistakes so you don't make those mistakes and become something.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a question as well. So you were talking about your photo editing. So if you want to edit videos, what's the best software that you would recommend? Because I used to use that Sony Vegas before. It's quite
So
good.
for me, I have used two softwares that I love. One is Adobe Premiere Pro, what most of the people are aware of, and it's very industry basic. So, and there's another one called Final Cut X Pro. I have been using the Premiere Pro for around 3 years now, and but now I'm thinking to go back to the Final Cut because for my type of work is a lot more advanced rather than Premiere. Plus, Premiere takes more of your RAM compared to Final Cut. So these are the two that I have used and I can recommend to people. But there's a lot other softwares. I was having a talk this afternoon at Juma as well with Abir, where he was telling me about the softwares that he used, and yeah, so there's a lot of other softwares that you can use, but try out. Obviously, try out. If you like it, use it. If you don't, then move on to another one. There's a lot of softwares out there. Yeah. Any other questions?
Aqib,
So I want to bring up
yeah, Aqib, what do you recommend? Well, Aqib, what do you recommend? Which what can we say? Laptop is good or the mobile is good for this particular software of Adobe Lightroom, where we can use it more effectively on laptop or on a mobile?
So Adobe, what Adobe has done now is that they have released a mobile version of the same editing softwares, and as a computer or as a laptop, which they have the same features and everything. And you can, if you connect your mobile app with the cloud, so the same presets that you have created, the same presets that you have created on your laptop or your desktop, you can have them on your phone, and that's on the go. So it's very, very easy. They have made it very easy. There's a lot of time that has happened where I wanted to upload a picture or upload a video on my Instagram, and I don't carry my laptop everywhere with me. So, but obviously you have your phone with you. I just quickly put it into the app, edit it, put the preset on, edit it quickly, and boom, straight on the Instagram. It literally takes you 2 minutes if you want to do that. So for the phone, if you're asking me, if you're asking me as a phone guy, I'm an Apple guy, so I would recommend any of the Apple phones that you want to go for. Just go for it and edit it on that.
Android all the way, not Apple.
No, NASA.
Apple. Ahmad, are you on? Ahmad, are you able to talk? Because your mobile data allowing you? Maybe he's not. Because Ahmad, basically, he's into this stuff as well.
Yes, I'm
Yeah, Ahmad, I know that you're into editing and things like that. Was this the kind of things that you're interested? What Aqib's been talking about?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, Aqib.
Yeah.
I actually forgot my question. Yeah, I had a question in regards to because I do a bit of logo designing.
Okay.
And which software do you recommend for like visual graphics, like logo designings or designing posters or leaflets or something?
The best software I can recommend you is Photoshop. Literally, Photoshop has so many good things that you can do. And if you want to make it more, if you had made a logo but you want to put more motion into it, then use Adobe After Effects, sorry, yeah. So
yeah, I use After Effects for my I use After Effects for my
I have few friends who work in MTA as well, and I work for No, but also they have their own business as well, and they work for companies like big companies, like I'm sure Murabi Saab knows Razik.
Yeah.
Razik, he's probably one of the best graphic designers that I know in Jamaat, in MTA especially. And he's literally has worked on Premier League graphics as well. Premier League last season, he's worked on there. He's worked for Sky Sports, BT Sports, few of the big companies he has worked for as a graphic designer. And the most used application that he uses is Adobe Photoshop and After Effects.
Okay. I think that answered your question.
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions done. Aqib, Jazakallah, amazing talk.
Jazakallah, thank you.
Think about it, and especially I love whenever someone mentions what they do for the Jamaat and how the Jamaat's helped them. I think that's my favorite bit, especially when the topic of Khilafat comes, and we see how Khilafat has touched everyone's heart and how it's blessed them in both their work and in their religion. There's nothing that can beat that. So inshallah, young guys can learn from your experience as well and help them out wherever they need help. People can learn a lot from your experience as well.
I would like to mention another thing as well with Jamaat work. I mostly do video when it comes to Jamaat work for MTA and MK shot. And literally, I can tell you, it is the best feeling when you are literally 2 steps away from Hazur. I have done it for around 5 years now with MK and MTA. And every time I do it, whenever I see Hazur in front of me, because I'm on the camera where Hazur is walking towards me, is the best feeling, honestly. And that just reminded me another incident is 2017 Ijtima, National Ijtima. Uh, it was raining a lot. Azul came for the flag hosting, and I was on a gimbal. Gimbal is a stabilizer, so it keeps your camera and your footage very stable when you are moving. So it was raining, and I was in front of Azul, and I was walking back, and I got off the platform to that, so I can get Hazur walking in towards his car, and because the grass was very wet, Hazur recognized and Hazur goes, "Dekh ke dhyan se," so you don't slip because you will get injured. So I remember that, and I can't forget that memory. Honestly, it's one of the best memories that I have. And literally, I can say I was like 2 feet away from Hazur at that time, and Hazur just recognized Hazur, "Dekh ke dhyan se, aap ginna jana," because it will hurt. So yeah. Any other questions?
You're muted, Murabisa.
Oh, sorry. I was
We
just
could just hear this.
No, I think that's it. I think we're running a bit late, but we have also a quiz today. Zaryab couldn't make it, but quickly stepped in and made one for everyone because we can't end without a quiz. Okay, we have to go.
Yes, I have to go, unfortunately.
It's getting late now. It shouldn't be sitting outside anyway.
No. I have to go. Well, I'm going football, so I have to head out that way. But Jazakallah, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have learned something. And keep praying for me. Keep praying for my family.
Yes.
And inshallah, everyone stay safe. And
Jazakallah.
see you soon, inshallah.
See you later. Hope you win in football.
Jazakallah.
Welcome.